What's up, guys? I'm going to be showing off some games I got recently. Yeah, there was this store really close to where I live that was going out of business. It was a video game store, obviously. They had everything on clearance in the store. So I got a lot of great games for really, really cheap. It was really great. But yeah, I guess I'll just get started. I'm going to do this sort of by company, so, you know, Microsoft, Sony, Sega, Nintendo, and then there'll be timestamps for that in the description. You can sort of skip around in the video for what console you want to see. But yeah, I'll start off with Microsoft Xbox. I got Borderlands 3 for the Xbox One. I just love the way this game looks. The artwork is so fantastic. Huge fan of that. But yeah, I really like the Borderlands series. I have yet to play 3, but I've started this and it looks so good. It makes my Xbox like die of heat exhaustion. I'm scared it's going to overheat. It hasn't yet, but it is. The fans are always on high when I'm running this in 4K, but it looks so good. Yeah, moving on to the 360. I actually got a 360, an Xbox 360. I've been playing all my 360 games via the Xbox One, but I saw this listed for pretty cheap, so thought I'd pick it up, and now I can load Xbox games immediately. I just gotta throw it in the disc tray. There you go. I don't have to wait for things to download. It's great. I had an Xbox 360 when I was younger, but it was the white model, and it ended up red ringing after a couple months. And I really just used it to play Halo 4 and Minecraft, so I didn't bother getting a new one, but yeah, it's nice to have one. And this one won't red ring because it's not the first model. I should be showing it off. But yeah, this one won't red ring. It's the black model, so it won't do that. Yeah, I've been using it to play Oblivion a little bit. Pretty cool. As for games for the 360, I got these two Darksiders games. Now, I haven't played these before, but there was this... I had a couple issues of Game Informer magazine that I got when I was younger. They were both talking a lot about this game, because I think this was like right before the release of these games. Or the first one, anyway. It always looked so good, but I've never played it, so I thought I'd pick these up, and they look pretty cool, honestly. Lastly, for the 360, Dishonored. This has been on my list to play for the longest time. Like, for the absolute longest time. I watched a friend play this when I was really, really young, like right after it first came out, and I've wanted to play it since, and every time I see gameplay of it, I'm like, oh, I need to play that. Finally got it. Yeah, it looks great too, obviously. I just love the way this game looks, the cover art and stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to play it. It looks like it has really interesting, unique gameplay, so yeah, excited to give that a shot. Next is the original Xbox. Firstly, here I have Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I've played this, and I really, really like this game. It's one of my favorite RPGs. It's a super, super good RPG. And I have it on my phone, but and I have it on PC. I thought I'd give it a shot on Xbox. Yeah, just with a controller night, it'll be nice, and all that. I don't know if I'll end up playing this a whole bunch, but it's just a cool thing to have on Xbox. Next here I got Spider-Man. Now this was another game I had when I was a lot younger, but I had it on PS2. But I remembered that the PS2 version lags a lot, and so I thought if I got it on Xbox, it wouldn't do that, because the Xbox is a lot more powerful of a system. Ooh, it's a Platinum Hits copy and a non-Platinum Hits box. That's sad, I didn't even notice that. But yeah, so I thought I'd get it on Xbox, that way it'll just be a little bit faster, the frame rate will be a little bit higher. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to play through this guy again. It's a really fun game, honestly. Gets a bit of hate for sure, but next on the list, we got two Lord of the Rings games. I heard one of these is pretty good. I can't remember which one it is. I want to say it's the Third Age one. I don't know about the other one. I was just kind of watching the Lord of the Rings, and when I saw these games, I'm like, ooh, that seems cool. I forgot which one is good. There's one that apparently that has like combat, kind of like Star Wars Battlefront 2, but it's in Lord of the Rings. Which sounds pretty cool to me, so I think it might be this one. I think it's this one that has like Star Wars Battlefront 2 type gameplay. Next one I got here is one of the best games of all time, and it is Morrowind. Yeah, oh, just such a great game. I absolutely love this game. It's my favorite Elder Scrolls. I had it, the regular version of it. Now I got the Game of the Year edition. So, pretty cool. pretty excited about this. Yeah, I've never played through the Xbox version of this game. I've played through most of it on PC. I've not like 100% completed everything in this game, but I've played through it on PC, and I'm just excited to try it on Xbox. Elder Scrolls just feels good with a controller over a keyboard and mouse to me, so a fantastic game. Try it out if you like Skyrim or Oblivion. It's a good game. And the last game for the original Xbox I got is Panzer Dragoon Orta. Now, this game feels a little bit cursed, because if you know anything about this series, this Panzer Dragoon series, is that all the other games are on Sega consoles. The Sega Saturn to be specific. And this was originally meant to be on the Dreamcast, but it came out after the Dreamcast was discontinued by Sega, so then it got released on Xbox, and it's the only game that's not on a Sega console, so it feels weird. But yeah, I was playing the remake of the original game on Switch, and so I thought, when I saw this game, I was like, oh, that looks really good. It is a really good game. It's really fun. It's an on-rails shooter, if you haven't played this series before, and it's honestly one of the best on-rails shooters I've ever played. I really love this Panzer Dragoon series. This game is no different than all the ones on the Sega consoles, so it's really, really good. Alright, so next I have the PlayStation 3. PS3 games are like dirt cheap right now, so I've been buying a lot of them just because they're really, really cheap, and there's a lot of good games on the PS3, so I've been getting a lot of them, and the first one I got here was Dishonored. Now, I know I already got it on Xbox. Funny. But having two of the same game creates a nice way to compare the artworks between the two consoles, and yeah, so it's interesting to compare these two. But that's the PS3 one, the Xbox one. Personally, I think I prefer the Xbox one. The PlayStation one just feels a little bit more crowded, and I like the color green. So, you know, but let me know what you think. Next, I got Skyrim, another Elder Scrolls game. I don't really have a reason to buy this. I already have this game on PC and on Xbox One, so there's not really a reason to have the original version. But it's just kind of cool. This is how I was first introduced to this. This game was on the PS3, so kind of neat to have this original version. But the graphics are definitely a lot worse than, especially on my PC, because I have graphics mods and stuff. But even compared to Xbox One, the graphics are pretty bad. So there's not really a reason to have this version of Skyrim anymore. But it's kind of nostalgic. So yeah. Next on the list here, I got Dragon's Dogma. Now, I started playing this game, and I got it because it's an RPG, and, you know, I like RPGs. I've been on a bit of an RPG kick lately, but this game was kind of hard, and I didn't really get too into it. It just wasn't really my thing. It kind of feels like a bit of a Souls game, which I'm not really into, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get into it in the future. It looks really nice. It has good graphics, and the story seems pretty cool, but I like the setting, but I don't know, the gameplay is just not exactly for me. But if you like Souls games, you probably like this. This game here, Lair, made it on Triple Jump's Worst Games Ever list, and I don't think that's deserved. I quite like this game. Unfortunately, you need to use the 6-axis on your PS3 controller to play it. Like, that's how you control the dragon, is by moving your PlayStation 3 controller, which isn't ideal because it's not the 6-axis isn't very good, but honestly, it was never really a problem. Like, it worked as intended, and it wasn't horrible. I mean, it's playable. It's kind of fun. I wouldn't sit down and play this for hours upon hours, but you know, it's not bad gameplay. The story's there, and the 6-axis controls are kind of why people don't like it, I think, but they're not bad. It's not horrible. This game looks fantastic. This is Kingdoms of Amalur: The Reckoning. Yeah, it's another ARPG type game, and I saw it, and this looks really, really fun. I haven't quite played it yet, but you'll see in a bit why I haven't played this yet. But this looks really good. I'm super hyped to play this one. It looks really, really fun. If you like RPGs, definitely give this one definitely look at this one here. Next is Dead Rising 2. Now, I never had this game, but I had a few friends who had it, and every time I played it, it was really, really fun. You're in a mall, there's zombies everywhere. I think you got the world record for most amount of enemies on the screen at one time. And you basically just go around this mall, you can craft things, and you just can kill zombies by picking up any item you find in a mall. And you can literally pick up like anything and use it against the zombies. Really, really cool game. Yeah, Dead Rising 2. All right, the next one here, we got Gran Turismo 5. This game just absolutely looks gorgeous with the PS3. This might be my favorite looking PS3 game there is. It just looks so sleek. The whole, just everything about this game looks so sleek, especially with the see-through PS3 box. Gran Turismo 5 is just a racing simulator. I'm usually really good at racing games, but when I tried playing this, it was so bad. I was struggling really hard. I could not get first place. I couldn't even get top 3. I don't know why I'm so bad at racing simulators over like more arcadey racing games and kart racers, but yeah, this one's definitely, you got to play it a lot and get good at it to be able to play this correctly, but looks gorgeous. It's also one of the best looking games on PS3. I always like to get racing games like Forza and Gran Turismo, especially just to see like what the system is capable of doing, because those games always have the best graphics on their systems, and this game just looks so good on the PS3. Like, yeah, it looked good on a 4K monitor, which like anything that's in HD or lower on a 4K monitor always looks really bad, but this looks good on a 4K monitor for sure. Next, we got Mafia 2. Now, this is one of my favorite games of all time. It's like a mafia movie, like Goodfellas or whatever else, but in video game form, like The Godfather, I guess, too. But yeah, and it's so good. The story's really good. Every year around Christmas, I always get the hankering to play Mafia 2, and I've been playing it on PC, but originally I had this game on PS3, so I knew I had to get it again. And this also comes with a DLC, which was pretty cool. Not all of them, but it came with one DLC, and I was like, oh, that would be cool to play again on the original system it came out on. Sniper Elite. This was another game I had when I was younger. It's really, really fun. It's, a third-person shooter type game. You are sniping, obviously, as the title entails, and there's these cool little X-ray slow-mo videos when you hit shots that show like what organs it's hitting. It's pretty gory, but it's a really fun game. Yeah, the gameplay's really, really good. I really recommend this game. All right, and this is what I've been spending most of my time on. Diablo 3. I've just gotten completely enveloped in this game. It's an action RPG, sort of hack and slash type game. You're like leveling up, getting new armor, things like that, and getting followers, but you're also just hacking and slashing your way through tons and tons of enemies that are going to give you XP to level up. Of course, that's how RPGs work. I don't know why I'm explaining that. Yeah, and it's just so fun. I haven't gotten this enveloped in a game in a while. I think the last game that I got this obsessed with was like Risk of Rain 2. And Civ 5 did it to me, and Morrowind and Skyrim, but yeah, I just have gotten completely sucked into this game. This is all I ever want to play lately. So, super good game. Highly recommend Diablo. If you haven't tried it out, I think what kept me from trying it out before was that isometric view, because I was more into first-person shooters, like around the time that I tried Oblivion and Skyrim and games, other action RPGs like this. But honestly, it's so fun. I can't recommend this game enough. It's so good. All right, and last but not least, we got Dragon Age Origins. Again, with the RPG theme, I've gotten a lot of these RPGs lately. This is just always one that gets, recommended when it comes to RPGs, so thought I'd pick it up. I've watched my friend play it before. I've never played this game, but excited to give it a try, and yeah, I'm sure I'll like it. It seems pretty good. It has good reviews, and I like RPGs, so. Alright, next on the list, we got PlayStation 2. First game I got here is Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts. Really big fan of Call of Duty World at War. This obviously was kind of a demake of World at War. in a way. They ported it to PS2 because the PS2 was just really popular still when World at War came out. And it's, I think, basically a totally different game. But yeah, I'm really excited to try this. I really like World at War, so I'm sure this is not going to be quite as good, but I'm excited to give it a try and see what I think of it. It's like one of the only Call of Duties I haven't played besides the last few that have come out. Next, I got Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance. This is another, isometric RPG. It's really, really fun, though. Used to watch a friend play this, never played it myself, but yeah, it's a really in-depth, like Dungeons and Dragons type feeling game. Isometric view. Pretty fun so far. Not quite as hack and slashy as Diablo, which honestly is a little bit more fun, but this is still a really good game though, nonetheless. Next is My Street. Now this game is really strange. It's an open world game, but it's also like a minigame compilation at the same time. It's really weird. Basically, like, you move into a new neighborhood and you're a kid who's trying to, like, have a good reputation with all the neighborhood kids. And to do that, you have to play mini games, but you need to do certain actions in the world to unlock those mini games. And then you kind of just have to, like, win the mini games over and over again to get, like, a good reputation before the summer runs out and you have to go to school again. I wouldn't say it's a super good game. It gives me a lot of nostalgia because I had it when I was younger. It's not a bad game at all by any means. The mini games are fun. The time crunch aspect of it I don't really like because each day goes by really quickly, and that's kind of annoying. But beyond that, it's not a bad game. It's pretty fun. I would recommend it. This might be my favorite first-person shooter I've ever played, and this is Time Splitters for the PlayStation 2. This game's gunplay is so good. You go throughout time trying to collect artifacts in different time periods. It just has really good gunplay, especially for the PS2, because the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 are really the consoles that excelled for first-person shooters. But for the PS2 especially, this is a fantastic game, and this is definitely in my top 3 for first-person shooters, like favorite first-person shooters of all time. It's really, really good. Yeah. Oh, I almost left these out. I also got some PlayStation 2 controllers. This blue and this silver one. Yeah, nothing really too special about them. They're pretty cool, though. All right, and next on the list is Nintendo. And it's a pretty short list. I only have GameCube games. I got 2 of them. But the first one here is Wave Race Blue Storm. Now, this game I've heard of, and I've heard it's a really good like jet ski racing game. I've only heard good things about this game, so I'm excited to try it out. And yeah, pretty cool artwork on the front too. I'm a big fan of this sort of, this art. It looks really good, especially with the GameCube logo there. Kind of a plain font though, but yeah, pretty neat game. The next one on the GameCube is Pikmin 2. Now, I absolutely loved Pikmin 3. I never got to play the first 2 Pikmin games. I didn't have a GameCube. I've never had a GameCube, and so I never really ended up playing these games, but I really liked the third one, and I just really wanted to try out the first 2 games, so I got the second one, and yeah, pretty cool. Next, we're moving on to the Sega systems, and by Sega, I have 2 consoles. I'm going to start with the Dreamcast. Firstly, I got this new controller, Dreamcast controller, and I just want to talk about this controller a little bit, because first of all, the triggers feel so nice. Now, what I will say is that one analog stick is really outdated for this generation. All the other major consoles had 2 joysticks at this point. The GameCube, PS2, and Xbox all did. So this is a little bit outdated. But what I will say is that this analog stick just never has issues. I saw a video about it, and I don't think I can really explain it. But basically, this analog stick on the Dreamcast will never get Joy-Con drift. I mean, I'm sure there are ways to break it. Not Joy-Con drift, stick drift. The Dreamcast just doesn't have it. Modern consoles still can't figure this out, but the Dreamcast controller it just does not get stick drift. It just doesn't happen. It always just snaps right back to the center every time. The triggers also feel really nice. I really like this controller in general. I think it's a little bit underrated. The not having two joysticks or not having two analog sticks is definitely a little bit outdated by this point, but yeah, really unique looking controller too. Next, I also got a VMU for the Dreamcast. Now, yeah, it's just a normal VMU, but I have never seen a VMU with the cap still on it. These right here, if it can focus, these guys just always get lost. I didn't even know these had caps, to be honest. I've never seen one with one, and so when I saw this, I was like, no way. It has a cap, so pretty cool. As for games on the Dreamcast, I got two of them. Firstly, I got GTA 2. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 2. This was pretty cool. I really like the Grand Theft Auto series. It's really good. This is a top-down view GTA game, which is a little weird. And it's strange because this generation, when you think about GTA in this generation of consoles, like on the PS2, Dreamcast, Xbox, GameCube, you tend to think of like GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, because those are the games that came out. But GTA 2 just feels so old for the Dreamcast. It feels strange. And the game's not very good, to be honest. I couldn't recommend you play it. It's dated not very well, and the controls are not very good. I just couldn't really get used to the controls. Yeah, but, you know, it's GTA still. You can still have some fun with it, I'm sure. It's just not really for me, but really cool. I didn't even know that they released Grand Theft Auto on the Dreamcast, to be honest. And next on the Dreamcast, I got Echo the Dolphin. And this is the Defender of the Future. Now, I really do like the Echo the Dolphin series. Echo the Dolphin on the Genesis. There was the Sega CD one, and there was Echo the Dolphin Mini. I actually hadn't heard about this one. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, I need to get that, because I like the old Echo the Dolphin games. And honestly, the graphics look so good on this, too. They're just... yeah, it's not really going to focus. But these are really good graphics for the Dreamcast. It feels like you're in a National Geographic documentary when you're playing it. It looks great. But yeah, Echo the Dolphin, it plays like the 2D counterparts, but it's in 3D. And it's a really good game. Last but not least, I got the Sega Genesis. I only got one game, and I saved it for last because I think it's the coolest thing out of this whole haul, in my opinion. And that is Altered Beast for the Sega Genesis. This was originally an arcade game by Sega. They ported it to the Genesis when they came out with their Genesis, and it was a launch title for the system. You play as like just a buff guy, and you pick up power-ups as you play, and then you fight a boss at the end of every level. As you pick up power-ups, you get closer and closer to turning into a beast, which each level it's a different beast. And it's so addictive and so hard, and it's just so it's so fun. I absolutely love this game, and I found it in a perfect condition box, and it came with a manual and the game, and I couldn't be happier. This is one of my favorite Sega Genesis games, and to have one this complete and in this good of condition is so good. Yeah, that's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite game was. My favorite has got to be Diablo 3. Absolutely loving this game. But yeah, let me know what your favorite was, and thank you for watching.